Good afternoon, folks. I think I need to buy a new timer. My timer is acting up, so I'm not sure when it's going to go off, but I have an idea of where I should be when it does go off. Anyway, we'll deal with that later. Obviously, I'm on my way to the dump, and we've had a few busy days here this week. We had a visitor yesterday for most of the afternoon. Had a good time talking about this, that, and the other thing. All of my antenna stuff came in the last 2 days. I shouldn't say all of it. All of the orders arrived. My order from BTEC, unfortunately, was missing a few pieces. And so I contacted them, and they assured me that they would rectify the situation. I'm not sure what that's going to include, but they might send me a whole new order. I don't know. There were a couple of pieces missing and a couple other little irregularities that kind of concerned me, but nothing, well, except for the missing pieces. I need those. So I did get the fence post drilled for the mount. 2 holes, 1/4-inch bolts will go in there. So I could effectively put the post in the ground and mount the antenna mount. I could put the antenna that I have on it. It doesn't have all of the ground plane radials yet, but we'll get those. We did get the cable in the wall up to the box, and I got the little adapters I needed to make a connection on the outside of the box, so I can just screw a new cable on that. I have a 6-foot cable to go to the radio from the box behind my recliner. So that's all installed. My 9-year-old granddaughter helped pull the cable up through the wall from the basement, so that was cool. She was up in the living room, I was down in the basement. We just need to run it out the wall now when I get the post in the ground, or I need to run it out to make sure I have it in a good place where I can reach it. All of the measurement issues. So anyway, I think the timer quit on me. And it didn't go off, so whatever. Time for a new timer. We've had like 320 episodes now, so the timer's had a workout, I guess. They're not made to last forever. I'll put that on the shopping list. I think we have to go shopping this afternoon. One thing I need to get is some little tiny set screws. One of the set screws was missing, so one of the radials, and I couldn't find one at the hardware store because apparently it's metric and they don't have the metric set screws. Not that I could find anyway. So I may go to Harbor Freight this afternoon and pick up a assorted box of set screws, both metric and SAE, Standard American Engineering, so that I've got an assortment to work with, because one of the set screws in the actual antenna itself is a place where 2 screws hold the base of the antenna in the base, the bottom rod, and one of those was already stripped out, so it just fell out. So I think I can just replace it with a slightly larger one. I think it's probably metric, so if I can find the slightly larger SAE version, it might just, and I've got some taps, I could re-tap it if I needed to, and screw that in there and have something tight. A little frustrating, but that's life. We'll deal with it. So that was that. I've got one of my first cousin's daughters and her husband came to visit Wednesday afternoon. I don't think I talked about that on Thursday, but I may be doing some. He was part of a band. He's a Vietnam veteran, and so he's probably not as old as I am, but in that generation. he was part of a band and did some recording and has some open reel tapes and stuff. And we got talking about old movies. I know her grandparents did a lot of old movies. I was wondering if she might know where they are. And I offered to scan those for him with my movie scanner. She knows that we do recording. We do it digitally now. But we had a recording studio back in the day, back in the 80s and 90s. So then she asked, can you do anything with open reel tapes? Because her husband, Joe, has a bunch of old tapes that they've held on to all these years, have been tempted to throw them out, but they never have. And it's like, yeah, I probably can do that. I've got an old reel-to-reel Akai home recording deck, stereo recording deck, 1/4-inch tape, 7-inch reels, 3 3/4 inch per second, I think, is the fastest speed on it. I think. I don't know what the speeds are. I've got 2 speeds anyway. And I think I'm done. So we'll talk to you later.